Hey y'all, today's lesson is how to cook a turkey on the big green egg. Before we get started, let's look at how to know when the turkey is done.
Turkey ready, turkey ready.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for, so let's get started.
Okay, we have a 22.5 pound turkey here from Publix. Fill off this cooler with water. Okay. It's pretty simple. It is about a half a cup of honey, cane sugar, and kosher salt. We do the salt first, bring that to a boil. Okay, we got 4 cups of water in there and a half a cup of kosher salt. Put that in there and let it come to a boil. Okay, that's come to a boil, so we're good. So we're gonna add the half a cup or so of the brown sugar there in there. And slosh that around a little bit. Melt. That's what I'm doing. Okay, so not me. All right, so take this off. Now we're ready to inject.
I can turn it off.
So now we're going to inject brine and use this, which is just a big needle. And so we pull this in here like that, and then we go invert. So we start at this end of the bird and put it in there. Uh-oh. And you can see it's a good bit of our solution down there. Let's see how much. Same thing we did before. This. All right, so now we got to tie up the legs, so we'll take some string, about that much, and then come over here, and tie this around one leg. All right, now the next thing is you got to take this, we'll hold the bird up, and then you're going to put it. It's probably easiest. Take this thing, put it in there like that. Take the whole thing, and then sit like that. So now we got these wings sitting out here. We got to pin those in. We use these little wooden toothpicks. Like this guy, and then like that. Usually I put 2 of them in there. Make sure he's held pretty nice and tight. This other one, I don't want him to fly away. So we pin him in close. Put one more in there, just like that. Now we got that. And the only other thing we'll do is we'll take these little foils. You can buy those at Dollar General, Jiffy Foil. And we'll put that on. The next step is to set the grill up. And I'm going to use this Cyber Q to control the temperature. Alternatively, if you don't have something like that, then you can just do it manually by keeping that vent maybe 1.5 fingers wide, and then this rosette on the top, I would say keep that about 3/4, something like that. But what we're going to do is keep this almost closed, and then let the Cyber Q control the airflow so that it's more automatic. Wiggle it in place. There we go. Close off as much as you can, and then you close this thing like that, so that most of the airflow is going to be then controlled by this fan, which is controlled by the little electronic thing. To replace that grate with this one that drops down, so we got room for the turkeys. Pull this out, no problem. And you can put this one in there. But we gotta load it with charcoal first. Load this with charcoal. You can see it's down there. We're gonna plug this electric starter in. And then once that's going, then we'll put the grate in and then the bird. Okay, one other thing, I got this little baffle inside this fan, and I keep mine, you know, about 2/3 open. The charcoal looks like it's about ready. You can see flames coming out above the top. And so I'm going to take this out. And apple smoking chips. And we're going to sprinkle some of those in there. You know, just over the top, about like that. Then we drop this in, and that's right at the top of the charcoal. So that's kind of ideal there. On the pan there, so that the drippings will be caught by that pan and won't put our fire out. What's left of our drippings, and pour them right down the middle of the bird, all down there, and will help keep the bird moist. Part of the breast, I go in until it touches the bone, and then I take it out, maybe, you know, 1/2 inch. This other one on the other side, about in the very fattest part until it hits the bone right there. So I was going at a little bit, not quite enough of an angle, and then come out just a little bit. And so then the last thing we got to do is take this, the pit probe, and hook it on the inside of the temperature probe. So it goes right in there. Really, you can't see too much. Oh, there we go. See how it's clipped on? Use this thing completely closed and let the CyberQ force the air out as necessary to maintain the temperature. We're starting with now is, you know, below 140 degrees F, and we'll let this thing come up to temperature. Trying to bring it up to temperature. You can see that it's forcing air out. The cook temperature is 174. It should be leveling out at 220, and the two food probes are at 39 and 37. And the time is now about 1 o'clock. Checking this, we're at 2:14, and you can hear this thing just every now and then sending a puff of air in, and the two temperature probes are exactly the same. Everything was good. We're at 130 degrees, and people are getting here, so we need to accelerate at the rate we're going. So we're going to change this to 240, and there we go.
Turkey ready, turkey ready.
Yeah. Okay, turkey is ready. So this thing says it's done.
Too many
What are
pounds.
we doing here? There we go. Food done. 255. All right, so take this like that, and that looks pretty good. So we take these things off like that, like that. Move it aside.
You fold
Can
it.
you record for me? Okay. And what we do is grab it with this towel, lift it up, right like that.
Yay!
Done at roughly 5:30. Okay, there we go. There's a turkey and a turkey. All done. Ready for carving. We'll let it sit for about 30 minutes. Okay, so opening up this wing, and no blood. Looks good. Right here. Okay, so you just come here and cut off that string like that, and then come down here like that.
Good job.
Yeah, stop.
Make sure
It looks good.
quiet.
That should be enough, right?